Hello everyone, and welcome to Ground Rigging 101. My name is Gigi and I'm based out of Atlanta, Georgia. As you can see, go Falcons. What I'd like to do today is share some information with you on what it takes to be an entertainment ground rigger. But before we get into that, let me give you a little bit about my background. I did 15 and a half years in the military and I was a drill sergeant. When I got out of the military, I found it difficult for me to get employment. It wasn't because I didn't qualify for the type of work that I was trying to get. The unfortunate thing is I've been told that I'm overqualified. So being that was the case, I had to figure out a way to diversify my skills and diversify the things that I know how to do. Now I wanted to share this with a lot of my veteran friends out there. Now, the information I'm going to be sharing with you today, it actually applies to everyone. It doesn't make a difference whether you civilians or military, but the reason why I'm speaking primarily to my military friends, because a lot of us, when we get out of the military, we have a difficult time trying to get employment. Since I've been out of the military, I've been a cab driver, I've done landscaping, I've done janitorial work, I was a courier service, I did limousine, I did whatever it takes to keep myself moving forward. And that's what you must do. You cannot just only rely on that one skill set that you had when you was in the military. When you get out, and if you can't find any type of work when you were doing that when you was in the military, and you can't find it in civilian life, it's up to you to figure out how to find something else to keep you moving forward. Well, what I've done, there's the entertainment business out here. That's the entertainment business where you work behind the scenes. And behind the scenes, you have work out there such as doing audio, doing lighting, you be doing video, things of that nature, loading trucks, unloading trucks. And it's a great industry once you get into it. At the time, I didn't even know an industry like this even had existed because I spent so many years in the military. Well, I ran across a very good friend of mine after being introduced to this industry from that level as a stagehand. I ran across a very good friend of mine named Andy Hansel. Well, Andy Hansel looked at the way that I would work and saw my work ethics and decided he wanted to bring me on board and kind of enlighten me on what rigging was all about. And of course, I started off as a stagehand. Then I worked my way up to being a climber, building steel and what have you. Once I worked my way past from building steel as a climber, then he started talking to me about being a rigger. I had no idea what he was talking about. He gave me an opportunity to get out on the floor in the industry and start working with some of the guys who were actually doing this rigging. Once I seen what rigging was all about, the local guys, they taught me some of the very basics on how to become a rigger. Starting from the ground, you become a ground rigger first, and then you go up as an up rigger. Well, after I got in there and started learning how to do the type of rigging they were talking about, unfortunately, my back started giving me problems, so I never was one of those guys that did any of the up rigging process. Even though I know what they do, I focused in being specializing on doing the ground rigging. So after I got to learn this skill very well, I said, I would like to try to introduce this to some of my veteran friends, because I know so many of us out there were looking for something to help us, because so many of us, unfortunately, today is homeless, and a lot of times that no fault of our own. It's because of the simple fact that we can't find employment. And a lot of us can't find employment because we're only looking for trying to find work in the skills that we already have acquired. I'm here to tell you, you have to diversify your skills. You have to learn other things to do. So I wanted to introduce this business to my friends from a rigging perspective. And there was no course. There was no place that you could go to actually learn this, because the way I had learned it, the way I learned what I've learned, I learned from just being given opportunity by Andy to let me get on the floor on the job site, and some of the local riggers had liked me well enough to take me under their wing, and they taught me a little step by step until I got to be pretty good at it. And I got to be good at it well enough until I was able to actually be one of them, came on board and worked with one of them. Now the thing with these riggers, they have their own loyalty to one another. These guys are a very well-knit group. They work together. And I'm telling you, I understand why they work together, because in this business, what you don't know can kill you. And what I mean by that is the fact that being as a rigger, you're working with steel, you're working with things that they call dog bone and deck chain and chain motors and things of this nature. And you have hundreds of people working around you. So if you don't assemble this stuff right, because this stuff that you're going to be doing in this business, you're going to be sending it up to upriggers up top, and they will be securing it up top around these beams. But if it's not built correctly by you, that stuff can fall out of the air and it can fall and kill someone. So I was so blessed to be able to work with these guys, and they taught me all of this stuff. And as I said before earlier, my background as an ex-drill sergeant, I also was a crane instructor when I was in the military, so I understand the seriousness of being in a business such as this. So when I found out that there weren't, when I found out that there was no courses to teach anyone, these guys are extremely busy. So they don't have time to teach you like I was fortunate to be taught when they taught me. Today, no one has time to do that. But it's a very good business, and you can make a very good income in this business. So I took it upon myself to create a course to where I can teach people. I love to teach anyway. So what I did, I've created a course called Ground Rigging 101. So Ground Rigging 101, I took what I've learned when I was being taught by the local riggers, and I took it to another level. I took it to another level to where now it's very intense. It's very intense to where when you come on the floor, that you know all of the things that's needed for you to join forces with the tour riggers and with the local riggers to get out there and get the job done. When I came through, they had patience with me, and it was kind of lax. It was kind of relaxed well enough to where I could learn little by little until I eventually learned enough. I eventually learned enough until they gave me the opportunity where I can get in there and get the employment as a rigger. Well, today it's not like that anymore. Today, sometimes you only get one shot at this. You get one shot because so many people are trying to get into the business of being a rigger, an entertainment rigger now. And a lot of them are stagehands, because stagehands, they start off as a stagehand like myself. They start off as a stagehand, and they work their way through from stagehand to becoming a climber to becoming an actual rigger. Now, the stagehands are around these riggers, every single job that they do. So they see what a rigger do. So that's why the stagehand makes that transition from being a stagehand into becoming a climber and eventually becoming a rigger themselves, because they see it on a day-to-day basis on these jobs when they do it. But for a lot of my veteran friends out there, and of course some civilians as well, for a lot of my veteran friends, you're not aware of this type of work. That is why I primarily have put this course together for your benefit. Now, to become an entertainment rigger, I want you to be aware that you must be an uprigger as well. To become an entertainment rigger, you will not be just a ground rigger. You can be an uprigger as well as a ground rigger. So in other words, that means that you must not be afraid of heights. Now you'll be working in venues to where it would be anywhere from 40 feet to 150 feet high, and sometimes might even be higher. So being as that's the case, you must have very strong upper body strength, and you need to have a very strong back. So I'm saying this because even though the income is great in being as a rigger in the entertainment rigging business, this business is not for everyone. And with that being said, some of you, as well as my veteran friends, need to come through the system like I did. Start as a stagehand first, and then work your way up. Work your way up until you become that rigger, that entertainment rigger. Because you may be, if you have a situation now that you might be afraid of heights, or you may not be aware of what type of height that you might be afraid of, come through as a stagehand first. There's nothing wrong with being a stagehand. Come through as a stagehand first. I did it. And then work your way up to being a climber, because if you do it that way, you could be climbing anyway. So you could be climbing up and you'll be building steel sometime. You may have to build steel up to about 40 to 50 feet high, or 60 feet high. So that giving you a general idea to kind of get over your stage fright if you're afraid of heights, that is. So that's one way you can do it. The other way you can do it, you'll be climbing sometime when you're building outdoor stages. You'll be climbing sometime. You may have to climb 50, 60, 70, maybe 80 feet in the air. That's another way to help you get over your fear of heights if you decide that you want to become a rigger. But that's the gateway between being a climber versus being an actual entertainment rigger. Now, this would be ideal for ones that been in the military, or for ones who are trying to make that transition out of the military, my veteran friends, as well as my civilian friends. If you're someone that work on towers, on phone towers, or climb these big billboards out there that you see on the sides of the road, those big billboards, because you hundreds of feet in the air. So if you're not afraid to do that type of work, then this would be ideal for you. This would be no problem for you. You have no problem at all advancing in the entertainment business behind the scenes as an entertainment rigger. But as I said before, this course that I teach is primarily for riggers that you first must not be afraid of heights. You're going to have to be an uprigger, and then you become a ground rigger. Why it's done that way? Now, I teach in my course, we teach you the ground rigging aspect first. Because why? You must know what you will be getting sent up to you up top as an uprigger once you prove to us that you know what a ground rigger job is. Once you know what a ground rigger job is, then we send you up. And when you go up, so when you get what we be sending up to you as an uprigger, you'll know how to apply yourself, and you'll know what to do with it. Whether we're sending you up what you call a 5 basket or a 10 basket or a 15 split. And I'm sure you don't know what any of this stuff means right now, but that's fine. We'll teach you all of this in the course once we start teaching you the course when you come down. Now, the next step, the other reason why I put this course together, because you can work this full-time or you can work it part-time. Me, myself, I work being as an entertainment rigger part-time because I also own a business on the side. I've been fortunate enough to create a business on the side as well as work as a entertainment ground rigger at the same time. Now, there are others out here that works this full-time. They work this business as an entertainment rigger full-time, and they're making anywhere between $70,000 to $100,000 a year. And this is the thing, excuse me, this is the thing, especially for a lot of you civilians out there, you military guys, men and young ladies. I'm sure a lot of you have been given an opportunity actually to travel the world already anyway, sometime in good circumstances, sometime not, but nonetheless, you've been able to travel the world anyway. The wonderful thing about this, for a lot of you out there who wanted to always travel the world, you can learn to become an entertainment rigger, and you can travel the world for free. Get on a tour after showing that you have the skills, you have what it takes to work as an entertainment rigger. Someone may pick you up and take you on a tour with them. You can travel the whole world for free. The only thing you have to do is make certain that you qualify to get a passport. If you qualify to get a passport, you can go work anywhere in the world that they do concerts, musical concerts and stuff. You can work anywhere in the world for free as long as you can get that passport. That's the great thing about being in this industry. Now, the next thing I'd like to encourage you to do is that you also have to take care of yourself, because a lot of time in this business, you will be looked at as being an independent contractor. Now, you have some unions that work in this industry as well. So you have a lot of different unions out there that work hand in hand with these entertainment businesses or with these labels that have their artists to go out there and perform, and they'll use these unions to work in these venues to put these shows together for them. But a lot of times, you may just be an independent contractor like myself. I'm an independent contractor. I can go anywhere and I can get employed as an entertainment rigger because I have that background now. I have that reputation now. Everyone knows me in the entertainment industry as Gigi. I've been very fortunate enough to have a great relationship with a lot of the tour riggers. Most of all the tour riggers, I know them personally because they have come through Atlanta, and I've worked with them personally. They've been gracious enough to taking pictures with me to show that they support what I'm trying to do. They have taken the pictures with me to support the fact that I'm trying to create these courses as an entertainment rigger to help veterans when you're making that transition from the military in the civilian world. I'm trying to create these courses to where it can help you still have a comfortable income until you decide what you really actually want to do with your life after military. And of course, with a lot of veterans out there has been unfortunate and they haven't been able to get in employment yet, or maybe homeless like I was once myself. I was homeless 3 different times. I'm not ashamed to let you know that. I was homeless 3 different times myself, but after learning about this type of employment out there, I was very fortunate enough to come in as a stagehand and work my way up to Andy House's scene that he felt that I was deserving of being a rigger as well. And he brought me on board and introduced me to the guys. And here I am today trying to create something that can help you maybe turn your life around if you're in need of something to help you move on to the next stage in your life to where you can do some of the things that you always have wanted to do. Now, my business on the side that I was telling you about earlier is that being that I am ex-military and I was a drill sergeant and all those sorts of things, I had a problem with my back. I had a problem with my back, and working in this industry, as I told you earlier again, that being an uprigger, you need to have that upper body strength. You must have upper body strength and a strong back. It's going to take a toll on you because you could be pulling those points, as I said, from 40 to maybe 150 feet or more in the air. You can wear yourself out very quickly. You won't last long in this business if you don't take care of yourself. What we teach is in our course, we have several different courses. Well, shall I say we have at least 2 different courses. We have the introductory course, and then we have the full week course. Now, our introductory course is a course to where I'll be doing several other little smaller videos where I can be a little bit more precise on those videos and let you know the difference between our introductory course and our full course. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention because the reason why we do it like that, because we also, people purchases our videos online, and we're trying to get ourselves in a position to where we're having to where you can also screen it as well. But as it stands for right now, we have the introductory course and we have the full course. But putting that aside, that we'll be talking about that later, like I said in some other videos, being in this business and you being an independent person, it's up to you to take care of yourself. So we also talk about a lot of safety gear in the business as well, especially when you're working on the floor. You need a lot of safety gear such as your hard hat, knee pads, gloves, safety glasses, earplugs, a lot of different things, because there's a whole lot of commotion, a whole lot of noise going on around you when you're on the floor. You could be working around hundreds of people as a ground rigger. You could be working around hundreds of people going to be on the floor with you. They could be moving big set costs in and out. You can hear a lot of noise going on. There can be people hollering, horns being blown by forklifts. There's going to be a whole lot of chaos around. So you have to be a person that can work in that type of environment. You got to be able to work in that type of environment, but you also have to be an individual who knows how to keep your focus. And this business is not discriminatory. So what I mean by that is that women can do this business just as well as men. I've seen some women do this business even better than men. So it's not just a job that only restricted to this males. So that means males and females doing the same type of work. But I'm just letting you know that the reason why I'm taking the time to tell you all of these things, I don't want anyone to feel that this business is discriminatory, that you don't qualify for the business, for number one. But for number two, I also don't want anyone to think it's just a cakewalk, that it's a walk in the park, that anybody can do this job, because not everyone can do this job. First, you got to be very health conscious. You got to be aware of your surroundings. You definitely have to be aware of your surroundings. Not only so much to not get yourself hurt, but also not to hurt anyone else, for number one. Number two, you must be aware of all the people working around you, and set costs being moved around, and forklifts being moved around, and all the noise and everything that's going on. All of these things plays a part. So being able to work in an environment such as that is going to be great for an individual like you if you can overcome that. That would be fantastic. Now, back to the safety gear that I was telling you about earlier. My job on the side, my business rather, that I have on the side, I got into this business, and after getting into the business, my back started giving me even more problems, because lifting these chain motors that we have out of these boxes, those motors sometimes can weigh over 100 pounds or more. And when you're lifting 10 or 15 or maybe 20 of those things a day, when you're dumping motors out, what we call in this industry, you have to sometimes dump the motors out on the floor, on the ground or whatever, shall I say on the floor, and get rid of the cases, because you got to make space for other production and other set pieces and stuff to be in the area for where you're working. And it took a toll on my back. So what I did, I went to Home Depot, I went to all these different places and stuff, and I tried to order belts online and stuff, and couldn't find nothing that was helpful to me, because whatever type of product that I used had to be flexible enough to where I can still move and do the work that I needed to do, but it also had to be stable enough to where it would help my back over time as I'm working. So I could not find anything like that. So what I did, I decided I would create my own product. So as you can see here, I have some products laying on the table here with me. In addition to all the other safety gear that I just told you about, this is one of the ideal products that you'll need outside of a hard hat or safety glasses. This is something that you really would like to have, a good back support belt. I mean a really good back support belt, because you need something that's going to be flexible. You need to, because for your upriggers and your ground riggers, but especially your upriggers. When your upriggers are bent over, pulling those points all day like that, or dropping them in at the end of the night, you will all of a sudden start having back problems, I can assure you. There are people in this industry that's not even 35 years old yet, and they already have back problems, because when you're younger, oh yes, I know once upon a time I was young as well. When you're younger, you feel like you're invincible. You can do anything. But unfortunately, over time, it catches up with you. And now I have a lot of people in the industry, they wear our product. This is a product that I have created. I have created this product called We Got Your Back. This product, I created it. It has Velcro, goes 360 all the way through the belt. I've done it that way because it's not only just a back support belt for you. I have it to with bones in it. I have medical bones in the belt, so when you put this belt on, it gives you that flexibility that you need, but it also gives you stability as well. Now, sometime, if your back is really giving you problems, I have also put what we call a gel pack pocket in the back. I put a gel pack pocket back here, so this pocket I put back here is for, you can drop a hot gel pack in there, or you'll drop a cold gel pack in there to give you some added therapy if you need that. But the belt itself works wonderful. But I put that back there just in case you need that. Now, if you perhaps may have an injury or get an injury or something, because nothing is off the board, nothing is off the record in the business that we're in. I've seen stagehands, and I've also seen riggers have gotten their leg hurt, or some part of their body, some major part of their body hurt. Sometimes they may broke their leg. You need something to work as a tourniquet for you as well. You can take this belt, and since it has the Velcro to go all the way through the belt like I was telling you, and it's made of neoprene, by the way, you can take this belt and you can roll this belt, as you can see, you can roll this belt all the way, like so. And when you roll it, but just imagine you rolling around some part of your body that needs to have some type of tourniquet or something applied to it. But you can roll it around your body like so, and at the end, it attaches back to itself. This is a compression belt. Now, this is the one that I've created called We Got Your Back. This is the one that has a gel pack pocket in the back. Now, for those of you who don't need a gel pack pocket, have a gel pack in the back to give you some added therapy. I did this for people who already have back problems, such as myself. And sometime working, as long as, if I can just have a gel pack back there, a hot gel pack or a cold gel pack, it gives me a little bit of added therapy. I can still do my job. So I needed something with a gel pack pocket in the back. I had a belt once before that didn't have a gel pack pocket in it, and I tried to put a little ice pack back there, but every time I move, it would slip out of the back. So that's why I created this one with a gel pack pocket. Now, for those of you who do have a strong back, and you just want to make certain that you don't have any back problems in the future, you're just trying to prevent having a problem, we also invented this product called I Got Your Pockets. Now, I'm sure you're looking at this product and saying, I got your pocket, well, where's the pockets? Well, the fact of the matter is, the reason why I call it I Got Your Pocket, because these are two different products, but we have created some pockets that you can attach to the belts, because as you seen earlier, and by the way, they come in several different colors. That's why this one is in white. It can be white, blue, black, brown. It doesn't make a difference. It all depends on what color you would like to have for whatever industry that you're working in. But these are just more or less like this two I wanted to show you today, so you can see the two different types of compression belts that we make. I Got Your Pocket has a Velcro to go all the way through it, just like the We Got Your Back. You can attach these pockets that we have designed with Velcro on it. You can attach these pockets to either one of these belts. But I bought this one today. I bought this one to show you that there's no pocket in the back of this one. This one has a pocket. This one does not have a pocket. An individual already have a pretty strong back, is not in need of a gel pack, fine. Now the cost is a little different. The price of this is a little bit less than this one, because this one you can put a gel pack in it. This one you can't put a gel pack in it, but that's because if you got a strong back, you just want to do your preventive maintenance. But as you can see, I have these medical bones in here, these medical plastic bones in here. That's what's giving you that stability. But you can still move, and that's what makes this product so great. And once again, as I stated before, you can roll this product up for any major injuries you might have, for any injuries that you may have on any major part of your body. You can roll it up like so. It attaches right back to itself. Both of these are compression belts. This is a great product as well to keep in your vehicle. But now, I've gone through all of that just to let you see that there's work out here for you, but you may have to travel a little to take advantage of it. You may have to travel a little to take advantage of some of the work that's out there. But this video, once again, as I stated earlier, I am primarily speaking to my veteran friends who are trying to make that transition from the military, from whatever branch of service you're in, from the military into the civilian life. Now, you can probably be on a military installation somewhere, and they're entertaining some of these larger venues out there in the civilian world around you, and the civilian community around you. On some of your off days, I don't know whether the military provides you to do that, permits you to do that or not, but if so, you can go out there and do a little part-time work on the side and get the hang of it, get the feel of it prior to you getting out of the military. This is ideal. This is something that's perfect that can help you bridge that gap. It can help you bridge that gap. And then when you get out, you may decide, hey, I want to start me a business too. Well, you can start yourself a business just like I did. Just like I did. I started a business. And I've been doing it now for almost 20 years. That's how I was able to create these products. That's how I was able to create, because I was in control of my time. I started my business on the side and created these products all at the same time as working first as a stagehand, then coming through as a climber, and even operated a little forklift in between, and eventually became that rigger. And now I'm sitting here telling you, if I can do it, you can do it too. So I hope this video been quite helpful to you. And of course, as I said before, you can order our video from our website, which is www.groundrigging101. You can order our product from there. And I will be telling you, you'll be seeing a couple other videos on us where we're going to tell you the difference between our introductory to the industry as a rigger, entertainment rigger, and as our full course to the industry as an entertainment rigger. Your job is going to be working behind the scenes. We are the one to make sure that the show goes on. You're the first one in a venue, putting all this stuff together, and sometimes you're the last one in a venue, in some cases. But you're definitely the first one in the venue at all times. I hope it's been helpful to you, and I look forward to either getting an order from you for our product or you coming here to our home base here in Atlanta and getting that hands-on training. I wish everyone out there good luck.